Good evening. You join me tonight looking at Angus's brakes. So for a while now I've had a little bit of a grinding noise coming from the front. I think it's the front anyway, sometimes it's hard to tell, isn't it? So I thought what I'll do is whip these off. Now I did get a good deal a couple of months ago on auto dock on some Brembo front discs. So I bought them at the time thinking that this is probably going to come up at some point, and I think they're about 50 quid a piece. So pretty good deal I thought for the genuine Brembos. So I got the pins while I was getting them, the caliper pins and the spring as well that goes on for these Brembos. So I've got all the parts so that if I have a look, see kind of what's going on, is there any obvious issues, what's causing the grinding, and if there is, then we'll just flip them out. Right, so I've gone round. All I can really see, the pads are good, the discs look good, superficially I guess, but when I rotate the rotor or the disc, depending on where you're from, I'm getting a rubbing noise as it goes round. So I'm assuming that the disc is either warped or there's some pad material that is baked onto the disc and is then causing that, which would kind of indicate why at high speed braking I'm getting a little bit of a vibration, and then at low speed why there's like almost a pulsing sensation as I'm braking. So I decided I'm just going to change them. So I've got a little drift here, use that, whack the pin out. On the first one obviously you've got to be careful because you've got the spring, so the spring will come off in a minute once I've pulled this one out this side. So I'm using my lovely Nipex pliers. There we go. That's basically it. That's your pin. That's what holds your pads in, and then that's your spring. That the pins kind of, oh, that's my drift, not the pin. Pin goes across and kind of holds that and bends it in place just to keep your pads in, because on a Brembo system, the pads just slot in. So we'll drive that other one out. I'll push the pistons back in using the pads that I'm going to take out, and then we'll whip this caliper off. Hopefully that'll be simple. So far the pins have played ball, so that's good, but it's quite crusty and rusty around the back here, so I'm hoping these 16mm caliper bolts play ball. Get them off, we'll get the caliper hooked up here somewhere on a tie wrap or a zip tie, and yeah, we'll get this off. It should just be held in, although it looks like someone's absolutely mullered this, so this could be fun. And this just really doesn't need to be tight, it's just a locating thing just to hold it in there. I think probably on the assembly lines when they're coming along, but because the actual wheel and the nuts will hold this on. So yeah, it looks like someone's had a good go at that. Right, the pads are out, pistons are compressed, just trying not to drop brake dust in my brew. The pads are pretty decent. There's still some good life on them, but we'll get this rotor off. I think that's the problem. Right, that one's loose. Let's get this one going. I need to invest in lifting the car off the jack. I need to invest in a beefier impact. This is my impact driver. I've got a wrench at my mum's, but it's weaker than this thing. This thing's better than that. So, but a nice stonking impact would have just whacked them off easy, I reckon, rather than having to get the bar in there. But luckily we've got enough space. So I'll take those bolts out, secure this up out the way. We'll take this off, get the new one on, and that's one side done. I don't know if we'll get both done tonight before it goes dark, but give it a whirl, can't we? So that is one rotor removed. Definitely not drinking my brew now because it's got loads of brake dust in it, but I'll put it on the floor and then we can see how, I mean, it doesn't look terrible. A bit of wobble, but then the surface isn't that smooth anyway, so I don't know. I think we're doing the right thing anyway, replacing it, and then if we've still got the issue, not really lost anything because I'd already bought the parts. So right, let's have a little tidy up on my bits. Ugh. brake dust, bro. No, thank you. Although, if you are interested, because Land Rover merch is on our merch website, so check it out. Right, let's get my knife. So, these are from Autodoc, not sponsored or anything, and they came really quickly actually. Sometimes I know Autodoc can take a while. I've seen people saying on their videos, but I didn't have any issues. They came really quickly when I ordered them, but I didn't need them particularly quickly. I'd just been keeping an eye on the Brembo prices, and they happened to drop down to, I think it was about 50 quid, between 50 and 55 quid a disc, which is pretty good. So whack them on. Nope, not there, thank you. There we go. There we go. Oh, that looks nice, doesn't it? That looks really nice. Let's whack that there. Let's get our little screw in there. Where's my ting? Wow, did that actually work? And that just locates on nicely like that. At some point it'd be nice, wouldn't it, to clean these up and maybe paint them. But I'll probably just go like a galv, sort of a silver aluminium colour, because they are alloy. But it may be nice to do a black Brembo there where the old symbols, you can still see it, it's just worn down. That might be quite a good one day. Right, let's get our bolts back in then. These are the new springs and pins set that I've got. So, oh, two came jumping out, there you go. Over for the other side. Right, I'm gonna put the bottom one in first, I think. And then we'll bend this bad boy in. Just put it in. Right, next one. So we're going to put this in. Oh, sorry, wrong way. So that goes in there. And then what we're going to do as that pin goes in, just bend the spring in. And I'll get it then to go through there. So if it's on the old ones, if you can see it very well. So on the pin here, where's the old spring as well? So the spring sits in between. There's two sort of notches there. And this bit's here is thinner part of the pin. So that just sits in there nicely. So when you're putting it in, just make sure it's located and not like wonky like that. Just pop it into the middle. Right, that is this side done. It's looking good. That spring sat nicely on there. Located well, so that just keeps the tension on there. All looking hunky-dory. Right, let's get this one back on. I reckon we might get the other one done if I don't faff around talking to you guys too much. So I'm going to hit on that one now, go get that done as quickly as possible. And then we're back in action. Right, so we've lost pretty much all the light now, and it's getting late, so I shall keep my voice down. It's about 10 o'clock, so but it's quite a sleepy little neighbourhood. Final bits then that we've got to do on this side, so pads, disc pads, everything's reassembled, but on the passenger side you've also got the brake wear sensor, which just clips in onto, it's a bit dark here, so the pad just there. You can see it's right at the bottom of kind of your view. So it goes, it's clipped in on the nipple on top of the caliper here, and then it follows up through a series of clips. It looks like that might be where the issue is. It looks like the casing split, and then it runs into this junction box up here. Okay, let's pin that around there. Okay, so here we go. So we've got the one at the bottom. Let's just follow that round in. I think it's the top. No, it is the bottom, and the wire does look a bit knackered. So yep, just follow it up, make sure I've got that right. Let's unclip it. I'll be able to see. So it clips in there, clips in there, clips in here on the nipple. Come on, you little sucker. It's good actually. I need to get a bleed nipple cap for the other side. I noticed that was missing, which is obviously going to affect us at some point if we need to bleed the brakes. Right, so I should have left off. Okay, so it goes up here, goes in behind the flexies, so we need to run it along behind the flexi. That's quite a tricky little spot there, that is. And then into this junction box and into there. I'd expect it to be a little. So this is our connector, so it looks like we've just got a little push and pops out, and that's it there. So hopefully if we replace this, that warning we've got on the dash will disappear. Let's get this out of here without damaging the flexi. That's it. I know it's dark, apologies, that's all you got to do. So we've got a new one. I think it's a Brit part. It's in a very blue bag, which makes me feel like it's Brit part, but yeah, it's only a £5, so you know, just a consumable part. Let's get into it. So let's be ginger. I might try and run it first around here because it was a bit of a faff. Right, the junction box bit is done. Bit of a faff getting that sorted. You probably, all you saw was my arm, so I may cut all that out. But yeah, you just got to move your little locating grommets around a little bit, and then it should be as simple as connecting all these in where they were before. This one then routes up and under there, and then we can clip it on, and hopefully solves our problem. The connection on the junction box wasn't great, so the old one had quite a nice positive click on. The this one, which isn't genuine, was lacking in that, so we shall see. So around the back here on the nipple, then this just slots in underneath the cap. Cap goes down, and then that holds it in there, so it's not going to get tangled up in anything. And then we've got the connection piece here, which I'll get my torch in so I can see what I'm doing. I believe just clips in like that. Right, there we go. That's all wired up. Let's get the wheel back on, and then we can see if that was a success or not. Like I say, the issue that I was having was this connector here. There should be like a positive click when it goes into that little channel there, and it wasn't doing it, whereas this one it did, which I'm suspecting this is a genuine Land Rover part, but let's see. Both sides are done. Connected up the come on, geez, it's late. The brake wear sensor. So that's all done. Like I said, it wasn't connecting nicely in the junction box. Here at 2211. So what I thought is I'll just give it a quick spin round here, just to make sure it's working. I say I don't want to make too much noise. I just started a V8 diesel up, so it's pretty loud. Yeah, so all connected up fine. The brake pad, the brake wear sensor light is still on, so I'm thinking maybe that hasn't solved it, or it's the back one that's the issue, which is annoying. Thinking about it, the on the MOT, in I think it was January or February, they did the rear pads. I'm wondering if when they've done it, they've just not connected up the wear sensor, or they've buggered it up when they've done it. So annoyingly, that might be another job for another day as we whip those off and check them. I'm just gonna whip round here and just try these out. We are a bit steamed up. So I'll give it a whirl. You're on a tripod, so I won't keep you running while I test it. If it's a massive failure, you'll probably find me wrapped around a tree.